Christmas is now just 10 days away, and there's something grown right here in South Central PA that is a big part of the holiday. So Fox 43's Tony Martin has some tips and tricks to help your poinsettia plants look their best.
Well, we're getting closer and closer to the time of year where you start thinking about these beauties. However, there's a lot that you probably don't know, also a lot of myths about these tropical wonders.
Poinsettias are pretty remarkable plants. We get them from another greenhouse. They produce a liner for us, which is basically a cutting of a plant that comes from Mexico, and then that grower grows roots on them. So that takes 6 weeks, and then we get them sometime in June to August, depending on what size of plant we're growing.
Coming from Mexico, poinsettias, aka the Mexican fire plant, are a tropical plant. There's also a lot of variety of colors, even ones that are multicolored.
They will not start to turn color until the days start to get shorter. So usually around September 15th, that tricks their internal clock. And then from that point, they start to produce a flower, which is actually why they turn color.
If you want to keep these around for more than just a few short weeks, experts say it's certainly possible.
In a window that will get some partial light is great, away from what we call a heat source, so your forced air, heat, your vents or whatever in your house is better to keep them away from that. They don't like being really wet. They don't like to be really, really dry. So that forced air usually tends to dry them out, and people don't water them, and then they drop all their leaves. So they're a little finicky in that sense, but if you can put them in an area where they're going to stay above 55, 60 degrees, get some moderate sunlight, and just keep them moderately moist, you should be able to be very successful with them.
In fact, Miller says with consistent and meticulous care, poinsettias would thrive in our summer heat.
My mother-in-law is like the classic example. We give her one every Christmas, and if you can keep it well watered, don't let it dry out, don't let it get too cold, it will go and still look beautiful through April, May, and then people will take them and plant them outside. They don't look like that. They'll shoot out new shoots, some green, green stems and green leaves, but you can keep them, all the way through until the next year.
And what about pets? If you have dogs or cats, are poinsettias too dangerous to have in your home?
That's kind of an old wives' tale that poinsettias are poisonous. Again, if you would ingest a whole entire one, I can't say you're not going to get sick or your pet's going to get sick. But if they're going to go and grab a little bit of the leaf, that is not going to be a detriment to that animal.
Tony Martin, Fox 43 News.